So guys, I guess this thing is getting really bad because now the kids are involved. I'm talking about Jaguar and TJ's ongoing drama. So Jaguar posted an email from one of the kids who had reached out to her mom. The kids are now involved because it looks like if text messages have been released from Jaguar's camp. And this is what it says. No, I haven't. Well, it started out. No, I haven't gotten. You know how I feel. No, I didn't see any videos. This is about what we talked about before. Why do you keep bringing up Kevion? Why does that situation bother you so much? If you want to talk about him, talk about how you knew what he was capable of, and you still let him back in the house. So it says, let's talk about you letting him back in the house. You sat everybody down and discuss what our living situation would be like because he was coming home. If you want to talk about Kevion, go ahead. So it has gotten so nasty that now they have dragged the kids in and in the mud. So let's continue. Now it says, set me free. Set me free of these burdens you think I'm carrying. I made peace with every situation, I really did. But now it's still this so-called burden because you wouldn't let it go. If you want me to be happy and content, you would let it go when I did. Stop holding it over Naisha's head. Stop holding it over Naisha's head. She didn't cover for him. She didn't know what he was capable of. If nobody knew, you all found out about the same time. And I'm sorry it took me so long to actually tell you. I know this isn't me picking sides. All of this has taken a huge toll on my mental health, but you don't know that. You called yesterday and it sounded like you were upset because I didn't call to check on you. But you didn't call to check on me. You're not the first one to get up and say greetings to me or anyone. Have you talked to Mecca or discussed that you didn't want to be with mommy anymore? Like we're still 3 years old and wouldn't understand if you all decided to be together. Something is currently happening in this whole situation. Your address getting leaked and your phone number. I have other family to go to. And I'm not saying I don't want to go with them. I'm saying if something happens, I'm a human being with feelings at the end of the day. And can't be upset for anyone choosing themselves. You don't want me put in the middle. You're a child. So you can't, Naisha, get the same courtesy. I'm presuming she said or meant to say. So why can't Naisha get the same courtesy? Well, this is a mess. Sounds like one of the kids expressing their feelings. And at the end of the message, it says, baby girl, call me. Now, baby girl is supposed to be the child who was, well, the child at the time, who was essayed. Isn't it horrific that such or this type of email would be released? You would want to think, okay, they're no longer children. They're grown-ups now. They're in their 20s. Some of them are teenagers. But you would want to still protect. What is wrong with these adults that they would release this type of email? Now, this email was released from Jaguar Wright, I believe, because it's her channel that it was taken off of. So she released this email. She cut some of the parts out, I guess, or some of the parts didn't come out. But you guys get the drift of this conversation, that this young person is reaching out, trying to say that, listen, release Naisha from all this guilt, because you knew that this was going on. You allowed him to come back in the house. Stop blaming Naisha. And I'm not choosing sides I'm just saying what it is. This is what I'm gathering from the conversation here, the email, the text message. And Jaguar is stirring the pot yet again. She's being messy because there was no reason for this particular email to even see the light of day on the internet. But it's here and we got to deal with it now. But we don't have to. But content creators are going to run with it. And I think it can only serve as a teachable moment for those out there who are going through this type of family drama and trauma, not to deal with it in the public light. Deal with it privately. Get therapy for everybody involved, because although the trauma happened to the person, in this case baby girl, everybody involved is going through this journey with her, because baby girl may have gotten over it, but everybody else is still feeling guilty. TJ is feeling guilty that she wasn't there to protect her daughter. Naisha is feeling guilty because it's her son who perpetrated this SA act. The other kids are feeling guilty because I'm sure they're saying, well, I should have seen this coming. I should have seen the signs, because he was cozying up to this one child a little too much, and he was alone with her a little too often. And there are times when I should have been in the house with her and I wasn't. Everybody in this situation is blaming themselves. That's what I'm trying to say. And oftentimes that's how it is in SA situations. TJ is also blaming herself because she said she worked 2 and 3 jobs. Even Naisha said TJ was working hard trying to pay the bills. Because remember, it was a 1-income family. Naisha was a stay-at-home mom. And so the burden have to be relieved somehow. And what's the best way of relieving the burden of all these individuals involved? Is to go to therapy. They've got to stay into therapy, because like TJ said, it happened a long time ago. They were children. But look, they're still carrying around the guilt, the burden, the shame, the doubt, the what if I should have been there? What if I didn't work 2 and 3 jobs? Maybe I should have worked 1 job. And for Naisha, what if I was a stay-at-home mom, but I should have been more diligent. I should have been watching these kids more. But I trusted that they were siblings, not biologically, some of them. However, they were close enough as a family not to do this act upon each other. And so, and of course, the children are saying, what if? They have a what if also. What if I told my mother earlier, maybe the other child would not have been inflicted this SA on also. What if I wasn't alone with him? I knew he was touching and feeling me, but maybe I should not have, etc., etc., etc. Filling the blank. Everybody in this situation have a what if question. And for them, the healing will come with therapy, because TJ said it happened 5 years after she moved Naisha in, and she did not know. So of course now she's going to be blaming Naisha. But what this child said in the email, she wants to let it go because she has moved on. And it sounds as if she has even forgiven Kavion. And if she can forgive the person who did this to her, then everybody else who is watching from the outside looking in, they can do forgiveness also. What does the Bible say about forgiveness? Go read it, folks, if you're not aware of what it says. Or maybe you need a brushing up on what it says about forgiveness. There are many chapters in the Bible that talks about forgiveness. And all the religious scriptures, from the Quran to the Torah, all of them talks about forgiveness. So maybe you guys ought to, the ones who are so hard on Naisha and TJ, go look up forgiveness, because clearly the victim has forgiven and moved on. So we ought to move on also. That's all she's saying. TJ got to move on and forgive Naisha. Naisha, I'm sure, is feeling guilty as hell to this day, because I watch her channel on the internet. And she's still crying 11 years after. TJ is still in her feelings. She's mad as hell most of the time. You can see the sulking on her face most of the time when she's on with Jaguar. She does not want to communicate her real feelings. That's the problem with TJ. She's an introvert. She holds it in. And when it comes out, it's an explosion of emotion because she's held so much in, and she's got to stop that. She has got to learn how to express her feelings and to tell people in real time how she feels, not to hold it in and a couple months later it all comes out in a big explosion of emotion. But TJ wears her heart on her sleeve. If she's upset, you see it. She does not have a poker face. And so when I look at her on the live with Jaguar, a lot of times she's upset. And how does she camouflage it? Well, she tries to camouflage it, but I can see where she's mad as hell and upset. She usually reads the comments constantly and not interact really with what Jaguar is doing with her commentary. But what I have to say to Jaguar is shame on you, shame on you, shame on you. Because you didn't have to do all this to bring this family's business out on the internet like this. You didn't have to air it out. If you wanted to help them, you could have helped them behind the scenes. But you only did this in this manner because you wanted the views, you wanted the ratings, you wanted more subscribers. And let me tell you something. You do not throw people under the bus like this for money, because more views, ratings, and subscribers means more money from YouTube monthly. You don't do this to people that you claim you love and you care about. So Jaguar, you have to really examine your heart, honey. You have a very dark heart. Very dark. For you to do this, and you've done it to Legina. We've seen where you try to do it to Official King Pain, so he says, and so Sean Davy say. Now you couldn't do it to Official Kingpin, so now you turn your focus and your attention onto TJ and her family. And for the life of me, I don't understand why TJ don't wake up and see that she and her family are just content to Jaguar. Guys, drop your comments. Let me know your thoughts about Jaguar releasing email coming from the SA victim and the fact that this SA victim wants to move on. But Jaguar Right has opened up all wounds that were healing. They did not completely heal because we see TJ and Naisha is still upset. The children or the SA victim said she has moved on. So drop your comments in the comment section. So then there's another message. Trendset Her said, why you got this young woman in the middle of this mess? Stop using the kids. And she's absolutely correct. Why are they using the kids for content? Does not make sense. Jaguar, go get a job, honey. If you need money that badly that you got to use other people's children. And not only Jaguar, but Naisha also, because apparently this was sent for TJ's consumption. The young woman who wrote the message may have been coached by Naisha to send a strong message to TJ that she's not pleased. So everyone is weighing in on it. So I don't see this ending anytime soon. As a matter of fact, I see it getting worse because now you have adult children involved and they might want to get even, but hopefully not. Hopefully they walk away and see this is just a mess and they don't want to get involved in it. The victims are still dealing with the trauma, so they really have to be very careful when they bring up these subject matters and put it on social media for the world to know. I'm over and out. Don't forget to like the page and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so as yet. I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching.